What is happening, people? Welcome back to McLaren Fan TV for a brand new season. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm joined with my co-host Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. Mahad, what's going on, my man?
It's upon us, guys. It's Formula One Eve. We're nearly there.
Here. It's right here.
And it's in Australia this time. It's back to the old days, man.
Back to the good old days, mate. I mean, we were just talking off air about, why Bahrain Grand Prix isn't starting the season. Obviously due to Ramadan. But do you know why Australia lost the first race of the season?
I don't know. I think just Bahrain. I think COVID.
I know COVID was like the last.
COVID, like Australia said, nobody's coming.
Yeah.
Right.
When everyone arrived.
Yeah, remember when everybody arrived and then we said we're done, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And then Australia was slow to close up the border, open up the borders again.
Yeah.
But Bahrain was like, come through. Remember when they reopened the season for 2020?
Yes.
And then they did 2 races there, innit?
They did do 2, because Sakir was the second Grand Prix, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know. From there, maybe they finessed it and said, "Guys, we'll never turn you down. Look what Australia did."
Yeah,
and then that's how they lost their number one spot, their starting spot.
I wonder if Australia is going to try hit them up with that. You know what I mean? That Ramadan tax. I wonder if they're going to try and run that on them and say, "Listen,
who knows? Look, these guys. No, because next year Ramadan will be even earlier. It'll be in like beginning of Feb.
Oh, okay,
middle of Feb. So it's not going to hit the season at all. Pre-season testing is definitely going to be somewhere else, though.
You're currently lagging at the minute, internet-wise.
Let me sort this out, lads.
It could be green screen business. You remember when I had that issue?
Oh,
Every time I had the green screen on, it was just like lagging because you were fine pre thingy. But yeah,
I'll figure out, guys. Shout out to all of you anyway in the chat.
Well, yes, let's get into the chat, guys. Welcome back to another season. We do this show for you, man, and this is what we love to see. Pico Tomato F1 Boy says, "Yo, what's up, Ferrari man? Hope you're good and well." Adam Heddle says, "Evening, guys. Probably our best test in at least a decade in terms of reliability and no major issues. We don't know everything until Q3 in Melbourne. Absolutely. Do you know what, Adam? You're absolutely right. I can't remember the last time. In all honesty, I don't remember the last time we had a session where we were like kind of left it and felt like, okay, things seem okay. Things seem good. Yeah. You're perfect right now, Mahad, by the way. Absolutely perfect. But yeah, do you agree with Adam's comment?
Do you remember us having testing without stress?
I'm struggling.
I remember testing like, I don't think we're going to do 10 laps testing Honda days.
I reckon 2014,
That 2014 was bad. I don't think that was good.
Oh,
actually, no, it was all right. But it's never been good. It's never been, McLaren looked great.
McLaren had a good definitely testing. Not.
We barely get laps in, guys.
That's the thing, yeah. We got a bunch of laps this time round, and I think that's more so that's what we're just happy about, isn't it? As a fan base, we're just happy to
the cars going around, and a lot of people are getting upset about us. Our run plan was a bit like go in the garage, go out one lap, go back in. It's a bit sporadic, and we still didn't do like a lot of laps compared to other teams. No. But at the end of the day, McLaren do what they want to do, man. They have their own way of doing things. We do every single practice session. Everybody's like, "Oh, why is McLaren not doing X, Y, Z?" They literally go to their own pace and they do their own thing. They've got their own program, and that's a benefit to McLaren that they don't copy others and they just do their own thing.
Oh, agreed. Preparation. Absolutely. Because when we do go full throttle, it's like, do they even believe us? Do they even believe this is what we are? This is who we are. Remember what they thought about us last testing? People were predicting the predicting.
Daniel Ricciardo was ahead of McLaren drivers. They said Visa Cash App was better than McLaren last season. At the beginning.
Can you imagine?
Listen
to what they're saying, people. Listen to what they're saying. Let me get through the comment section. But big up to Andrea. What's going on? Hope you're good. Good evening, you all. We're nearly there. Seems like a long wait. Was great to see cars on track and finally a good McLaren test. I'm guessing this is the pulse at the minute, guys. You guys, your fingers on the pulse at the minute. It seems like everyone's quite satisfied with.
Are people confident?
Just a nice, decent, good run of testing. Data. Like that's what we're happy. That's what we want to see.
Do you know how I knew? Maybe I'm a weirdo, but you know how I knew that we were confident.
Go on.
These lot were just They had no interest in about putting in fast laps. They had they didn't care really about performance and stuff. These guys were doing like your test. They were doing tests for for the wind tunnel.
Yeah.
All these other teams, they're doing a madness. These guys are doing it. Oh, is our wind tunnel all right? Let's do some steering locks with Lando and stuff like that. These lot were doing other stuff. Maybe performance was at the bottom of their list because they already knew they had it. These guys didn't. There was so many laps that Oscar and Lando did where they would come out the pit box, do a quick middle sector, go back in the pit box. So it's not recorded as a lap.
That middle sector, by the way, did you pay attention?
It's a downforce monster. It's a downforce monster.
Did you see some of those middle sectors, mate?
Middle sector, guys. I want you guys to remember this right now. Yeah, is middle sector Bahrain is the one that's most representative of other tracks. Sector 1 and Sector 3, that's not representative of what a typical Formula 1 track is going to be in the calendar.
Interesting.
Number 2, Sector 2 is important. If you're good in Sector 2, you're going to be good in a lot of places.
Interesting.
So
okay, that's good to know. That's good to know.
And I'm hearing engine modes are down. You know how McLaren are. They don't really turn everything up to full beans. But I think the way the methodology of how they went about testing shows me a team that knows what they're doing, and they're confident in what they want to achieve. Right?
Yeah.
The car looks like it's got too much grip. Imagine that staying in slow speed. It's got too much grip.
Does that even make sense for us? Wow.
That it's got so much grip that the back end kicks out. Think about what this is.
Mate, we can push some limits. That's what that tells me.
There was a clip here of Lando. I think it was turn 4 or something like that, or maybe turn 8. I can't remember. Yeah. Where the first time he went round, he turned in and he was like, "Raw." He turned in early, innit? Thinking, I need to turn in early to make this corner, whatever. He turned in early. The grip was too much. You had to recorrect. You had to go straight a little bit, and then the back kicked out. And he said, "Okay, let me change that. Let me do it next time round, right?" And then he went round again. And he put the lightest of steering like that, input like that, right? The thing was like super glue on the corner. Bang! It went exactly where it went, and it still kicked out.
Interesting.
So the major issue we've had in these regulations is slow speed corners, right?
Yeah.
Whatever changes that happen, that is solved that, right? Because we weren't getting the car wasn't doing what the drivers wanted it to do in slow speed.
No.
So now this is a test on the driver, right? This is a challenge. This is where the risk comes, isn't it? Because now the drivers have to adapt to what the car's doing.
Wow.
This car's going to be like, it's going to get excited in the back end. It's going to be kicking out whatever. These drivers have to be able to handle it now. Because McLaren are making a car to go faster. They're not going to make a car to make it easier to drive. They did that initially, but if you want to go take the next step, the risk that Andrea Stella and the team spoke about is this. We've made the car faster. We've given it more downforce.
Which is,
guys, can you handle it?
Yeah. As Pickle Tomato is saying, you guys have the second grippiest car ever. The Mercedes W11, unbeatable.
The fact that the drivers are like, raw. They're turning in early thinking, it's like the old car. No, it's not like the old car.
It's not like the old car.
That means you could brake later, you could turn in later, you could do everything later.
And that's what's key.
And you can have more speed through the corners.
That's what's so key. Whenever I watch an onboard of Lando or Oscar, the car looks so planted, says Adam. Yeah, I mean, it's listen, you got to take these notes. You got to take this stuff in because, guys, we were not having this previous years. We were not having this at all previous years. Let me go through some of the other comments as well. You guys have been locking in today. Big up yourselves. Pickle Tomato says that Mercedes look good. We can talk about that in just a moment. Musab says, hi, everyone. You done know. Hope you're good.
To you.
Nomvuyo says, hello. Hope you guys are good. Jack Shikari, what's going on, man? Hope you're good. Yes, boys. Happy birthday to Jean Cartier.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, to you. Happy birthday, mate. And McLaren looks so good in pre-season. It's looking nice. Pickle says, my point of view, Mercedes masterclass in Australia. I mean, Mercedes powered. I
warned you about him.
Yeah, you did.
I warned you all.
I've seen a few YouTube videos where people are predicting if anyone's going to win it other than Max, they're looking at George Russell.
Hey, they're just copying me, man.
They're looking at George Russell.
They watched the stream. They saw me. Look how early ago I said George Russell.
You did. No, you did.
I said this months ago. I said it when we first came back in January, end of January.
Mate, you said it when it was the camouflage livery. It wasn't even the launch yet. It was the camo.
Because you have to look back at last season. Their car is very, very, very peaky. It only works in certain conditions.
Yeah.
But when they did work, they smoked the grid.
They whenever that Las Vegas was available, whenever that
Las Vegas performances every race, we cannot compete.
Crazy, innit? Crazy to finesse Mercedes. Alex says, I don't know about you lads, but the thing that has made me the most confident out of testing is us moving in silence while Wash runs.
Washe.
Yeah, Washe. What's Washe one?
He's the Red Bull technical.
Washe
he's overtaken for Newey.
Oh, Vash. Is it Vash or is it
Washe? I don't know how to say it. It's French.
Anyway. Whilst he's sort of silly with the mini DRS nonsense. I mean, somebody else put in here. What
man said we got mini DRS. Yeah, I saw the clip. Somebody posted on Twitter, and somebody said, "Yeah, look, they're still doing a mini DRS." On my life, the thing did not move, bro. Maybe I'm blind, but nothing changed.
And you know they're going to be hot on our case in Australia, don't you? They're just going to look for us. They're just going to sit there and wait for us.
I just feel like the team moved away from that, man.
Yeah,
in Brazil.
You would have thought so.
When they put the weighing on it, they moved away. They're not interested in that. Look what they do with the suspension. They do not have time regarding that type of stuff. They're trying to find big gains. They're trying to find 2 temps, 3 temps. They ain't got time for this. And when I saw that, I didn't see anything flexing. I saw a Mercedes rear wing physically go all the way back. That's flexing. They flexed the whole thing, not even the wing, the whole rear ring from the bottom.
The whole thing flexed. Oh, it's madness. Steph says, "Hi guys, I've been looking forward to this. Listen, get ready for a great season.
It's gonna be a great year, guys. Listen, look at 2022 compared to now. Go back to our streams in 2022.
Go back to the streams, mate. I even went back to last season's stream about Bahrain testing.
Oh yeah,
and you know what we were saying?
What was it saying?
So the body language in it. Let's see what happens. It was very much a let's see what happens. It was like you made a comment about like, you know, when you go to like a restaurant and like you don't even know what's on the menu, but you've just kind of just turned up and arrived.
Yeah.
And then from there we just go from there. So
That's what it was. That's what it was.
So, you know, testing last season was crazy. Amos goes on to say, look, I've never been so excited for a season. Let's be excited, people. Z says, hello, everyone. Hope you're good, Z. Drea says, I heard our car now really has a strong front end, but the new front suspension might be risky. I am so curious how it plays out.
Hey, listen, this front suspension, this is pure innovation. This is like Formula One's never seen this type of front suspension ever. So this is a risk. I watched a video about it. I'll share it with you guys later. But yeah, like it's really the gains can be a lot, and the way it's built into the chassis as well. Nobody can copy this year. There's no way. It's not going to be in anybody's budget to change the chassis. You have to change so much things,
especially
to accommodate it.
Especially for 26 coming,
people are going to move on to it. So there are some downsides. No, they're not really down. There is one downside. It's going to be a little bit more fragile. So no wheel banging. We can't be wheel banging. The whole suspension will break
if we touch
because of the way the angle is. So if somebody tries to go wheel to, we might get cooked. So I would say I would expect a DNF. I would expect a DNF if somebody goes wheel to wheel with us and hits our wheels.
And funny enough, we've not had I mean, these cars are so reliable nowadays, aren't they? We're not getting mechanical failures just on off the cuff. But the Australian Grand Prix, I don't think we've ever had 20 cars finish, like ever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've seen some disasters in Australia.
Yeah, man. You know,
I would say. Oh, Ramadan Mubarak, PB.
Shout out to PB. Hope you're good.
Anybody here that's Muslim, Ramadan Mubarak.
Yeah.
Hope you're coping.
Hope you guys are surviving, man. Pulling strong. Jack goes on to say, look, Bahrain has been awful for us in the last few seasons. The fact that others are looking at us going around the track looking good should give us confidence. Absolutely.
That's our worst track. That and Vegas are our worst track. The fact that we're even putting in purple sectors is a joke.
But you see what's so weird about this McLaren, is that, and not necessarily this car per se, but Miami was what we would call a nightmare that we would never want to relive ever again. Then we went and won the race the following year. And you just think,
in Bahrain.
We got to deal with Australia first, because Australia is I must admit, Australia is a bit of a concern for me. I don't think we will go off I don't think we'll do the one.
I wouldn't say
winning. I don't see us winning.
I don't see us. That's what I was about to say. Australia is a very unique track. It's weird. Even when you look at the Red Bull domination, right?
Yeah.
When they go to Australia and stuff, they're always a little bit closer to the rest of the pack when it comes to Australia, because Australia is an outlier track.
See, I think the Ferraris. I feel like it's Ferrari's circuit.
Ferrari are super strong in Australia.
I feel like
they're the ones that were closest to Red Bull them times. Look at last year. Sainz qualified so close to him, and then the first stint before the brakes went in smoke for Max, they were on him. The Ferraris were on him.
Is this the race last year that Carlos Sainz got that penalty and he was like, "No, this is not right"?
No, that was the year before. That's 2023.
Was it the year before? So he won last year, didn't he?
He won last year
with the appendix. Was it the one he missed in the appendix and he still won the race?
Yeah,
it's gangster.
So came back, just won the race. Ferrari won too, man. But what I'm saying is, it's an outlier track. I wouldn't say our performance in Australia is indicative of what's going to happen in the rest of the season.
No, I wouldn't say so.
I feel like it'd be a false dawn for the rest of the grid, because it might seem like the racing's bare close. And because you go to the next race and then it's not, because it's just an outlier of a track that's gonna bring people together. Look, for McLaren, even in our darkest days, we've done well in Australia.
We have.
2022 we did good in Australia. 2023 we did good.
You're right. Australia can throw a curveball, and that's the funny thing.
Ferrari smoked us.
With it being the first race this season, people are gonna get their heads gassed in one way. Pickle Tomato says, look, after testing his top four, right, is McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Ferrari won this race some way, somehow. But Mercedes look like the P2. If they are the P2, I think they look like the P2 in the championship. Red Bull still scare me, though.
I would never write off Red Bull. I didn't see anything from them.
I didn't see anything, exactly. And
I can't judge them off testing, because they didn't do anything.
Even more
so, a reliability problem.
Nobody's talking about them as well. I saw one video, I think, from the race. They did something about, like, they were kind of perplexed by how non-different the Red Bull is to last year.
Oh, yeah, it looks exactly the same.
It didn't sit well with them. They were a bit like, well, was this the RB, whatever it is now, or is it not? Is it last year's one? So, look, the first, like, 4 races, what we got? Is it Australia? Then it's, is it China, Japan?
Yeah, Australia, China, Japan.
What's
Bahrain.
The 4th one? And then Bahrain. So,
Saudi.
Once we get that collective pack of bunch of races, then you can decide to say, okay, who's where.
We have to, in these first 5 races, for once in our bloody lives, we need to have a good start of the season. We need to put points on it.
Yeah, put points on the board. Yeah. Nom says, look, I'm just worried about qualifying pace. But you never know until Australia. She's worried about the
quality pace might not matter, because if the car's if it's that car in race pace, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, do you know what? Actually, no, I wouldn't be too concerned. If you're saying Australia you're concerned about, I can kind of hear you.
Because it's kind of like, it's hard to overtake, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But Lando Norris proved that he's quick. he got poles in the bag. And that was last year's car. So I can only assume this year's car will be better than last year's. The boys are talking well. The body language is good. And they don't seem surprised per se. Besides that grip you're talking about, they seem like,
which is a good thing.
The trajectory. Yeah. And by the way, the thing that they are surprised about is something that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too concerned. Let's watch the space though. But I wouldn't be.
I'll say, don't throw the water out of the bath if we don't win in Australia. Just stay chill.
Absolutely not. Guys, if we're P7 and P9,
then worry.
Relax.
Well, no, worry. P7, P9. No, worry.
I'm relaxed.
Yeah, no. P7, P9 is crazy. No. I was talking about a young P4, P5, P7.
I could see somebody like a Williams.
That means 3 seasons better than us, dog.
I could just see Williams coming out the blocks flying. No, you're right. P7, P9 is outrageous.
We're slower than Williams. We're packing it up.
Joy, you say that. I'm seeing a Carlos Sainz or a Alex Albon. I see them like P6, P5 in this race. I feel like Williams will like a candle. They'll blow hot, but they'll burn bright and it will end quickly. I think they will end quickly early doors. Then they'll just strap on to the 2026. That's what I think will happen with them. I don't really.
No, they said they're packing it in already. I saw an interview testing. This was 2026. I said, all right.
James Vowles.
I just want Red Bull to get in that mode because these lot are bringing a new engine in it. So at some point, if they're not first in the constructors or first in the driver's standing, they're gonna have to pack it in.
Yeah, no,
they can't just be doing some. They can't be putting the resources to do some miracle package to try and recover something that's not recoverable.
Oh,
so I hope they have a slow start, but
it's too much jokes.
The reality is, I think we just right now the team just needs to kind of understand the car, including the drivers. The drivers are gonna have to understand how they handle the car, man. They have to, because the technical teams basically said, "You man, are you adaptable? There you go. Here's this car. Sort it out." And it's gonna really test them because this is the type of car that if you F around, you're in the wall.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, because if the grip is so sharp
and the backing kicks out.
And the backing kicks out, and you know Australia, that turn 1, turn 2, you mess about there, you muck around there. If you end up qualifying P3, P4, and you muck about there, you could be in some serious trouble.
So that's why I'm more worried about quali than race, because quali you have to drive the car on the limit, innit?
You do. But so practice
them errors could come out.
But the 3 practices for me, I'm not concerned. The fact that this is not a sprint weekend, we're not getting into a gimmick straight away.
Sprint weekend, second race.
That's my concern. That's a concern. And you know that turn, is it turn 1 in China? Is it turn 1?
Like the little the loop,
it's a proper spiral, spiral. Let that back end go, boy. That's the end of us. Drea says, seems like we got a handle on the slower stuff, so hopefully we didn't lose the strength in the high speeds with achieving it. We had problems getting quali laps together, but I trust they will adapt. See, those middle sectors, like I said,
I don't think they were trying to quali laps.
I don't think so. The fact that it backed out, and I was talking to, who was I talking to? Somebody was mentioning it about McLaren, and they were just like, "No, what Lando was doing in the middle sectors was like frightening." Like and it was almost like he had to lift because everybody would have had their eyes on him. Everyone would have been watching.
Well, on the second day of testing, he did a long run that would have put him like 20 seconds ahead of Leclerc on the same long run, on the same conditions.
What's that about? What is that about? What do you mean 20 seconds? Like,
they did a full race simulation.
That's crazy.
So like box and then box again.
When man said 20 seconds, I heard that and I said, no way. What are we talking
Some
about?
people said 30 seconds. Obviously, the calculations vary, but boy. And I know that I know that the engine wasn't turned up fully.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, not to say that other teams weren't.
Well, yeah. There's definitely that too. Pickle Tomato's asking, "What's your thoughts on Mercedes?" Well, we've said, haven't we? We've said if the win is there, they normally capitalize on it. I think that.
Let me see. I need to see Mercedes for 3 races with 3 different weather conditions.
But also,
if they act the same, then they're a threat.
But also, they got Kimi Antonelli, right? So there will be moments where Mercedes will lose certain things because they haven't got the seasoned, experienced driver in Formula One.
I guarantee he will win it.
100%, because he's a risk taker. He's rapid. I'm loving seeing what I'm seeing here. This is a bit crazy one. Still, hot take: Oscar Piastri will win a championship before Lando. Insane. I love Oscar.
Well, I said this year that Oscar could win it before win the championship.
I don't see it happening.
But Oscar has to make that jump. If I evaluate, I'll come back to that in 3 races from now. If he hasn't, if I feel like he hasn't made that jump, then no chance.
Mate, it's crazy.
Then we've got an issue because we've got this guy, and when we talk about generational talents and the top guys, there's no way they lose to their teammate 3 years in a row.
No.
You've never heard a future world champion get multiple champion get beat by his teammate 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row.
What was Nico and Lewis? What was them?
That was 2013,
13, 14, 15.
15. Yeah, 3 times in a row.
So, but did Lewis win though? Did Lewis win the first year?
No, Lewis beat him in 2013 in the championship, but they didn't win the championship.
No, I know they didn't win the championship. As in,
but 2014, 2015, he beat him.
Rosberg won the title, so I'm just wondering, like,
in 2016,
did he? But then
he ducked out.
Then he dipped. Then he dipped out. Musab understands the assignment. Okay, this is big. The great Mika says Lando is ready to win the world.
Why did Mika say that about Lando and Oscar?
I got to see that context.
That's interesting. Mika's scary though, man. Mika gets these things right, man. I don't know. Man.
He does.
Listen, as long as one of these guys win the world championship, I'm not bothered. Bring that man.
Listen, shout out to NH92. Good to have you on. Yeah. Yes, guys. It's been a while since I managed to catch you live. Everyone that's in here, get that like button hit. Do as NH has said, guys.
NH, shouts to you, man. You know the assignment.
You need to.
Shouts to TSJ also. Man said he can't come on Tuesdays no more.
He's the comment.
The stalwart of the stream. He's a legend.
I'll tell you now, yeah.
Maybe so if you're watching a run back, we love you, bro.
We do love you. But if it means Lando or Oscar wins the championship, you can stay unavailable on a Tuesday night. Let me tell you that right now. Okay. That's what we're here for. Australia always finds ways to break cars. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen for sure. Z says Lando Norris has performed well in Australia lately. Yeah. And Drea agrees. Look, Australia was always a good track for us. We had good results even in 2022, as you mentioned there. Yeah. Shout out to Zach, says, fellas, I've finally jumped onto the deep end of the delusion pool. Everyone knows that seasons are decided in the long runs of the PM session of day 2 of preseason testing.
That specific moment.
I love that, Zach. That is brilliant. That's phenomenal scenes, man. But yeah, I mean, look, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Shout out to Dylan as well, man. Evening, lads. Hope you're both doing good. I'm tremendous. We're on, man. We're on. Mahad, talk to me, man. Like, how are you feeling ahead of this season, and what are your predictions heading into Australia? But then also your predictions longer term from the team ahead of the 2025 season.
I think long term, I'm very, very, very confident. And that's built on the basis of our technical team knowing what they're doing. They've not steered us in the wrong direction once under Andrea Stella's leadership. So, and the basis for anybody to do anything great in this sport, you need a good car, right?
Sure.
How much times did we say in 2022, especially about Lando, give him the car, let him cook, right? Last year, he cooked semi. Some food was cold, some food was hot. But brother, you got another car. You need to do a madness.
Yeah.
Because we can't say, oh, give him the car and then you're not doing anything. So I think we'll have the car there. I'm not really worried about this technical thing that's happening in Barcelona about the flexi wings. Not interested. I think the team's way down. Listen, these guys are playing politics. They're way down the road. People are focusing on flexi wings. These guys are further down the development curve. They're not looking at flexi wings.
Clearly.
I don't think people are understanding this. They don't care about it. So I think in terms of performance, I think we're going to be there or thereabouts every race.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some races where we're going to win at a canter. We're going to walk away with it. 30 seconds, Singapore Zandvoort settings. And then I think there's going to be some races that are closer, right?
Yeah.
But in those races that are closer, are we going to drop the ball like last year? Right? That's the question. I think that's the big question mark from last year, because there were races that if we were seasoned vets, we would have won. So can we turn those losses into wins? We turn those losses into wins, you win both championships.
We left stuff on the table, didn't we? We left stuff on the table. That's for sure.
So this year you can't. Or there's the other scenario, because if we look at that good in testing, I know for a fact this team sandbags. Like nobody sandbags before. This team sandbagged when we did have a good car.
Can you imagine?
It's just always. So
just
if we have a car that's literally 30 seconds up the road and it's just Oscar and Lando racing each other, then boy, we're winning all, isn't it?
What do you think? What do you think about what NH has said here? Like the DRS speed, the straight line speed and DRS, like because you said, you've mentioned your major concern. This is one of mine. This is one of
sorted. We looked after that Brazil Royal win. We looked good. I wouldn't look into anything regarding straight line speed or DRS in Bahrain.
Okay.
We solved that.
Yeah.
The only reason we were bad in Vegas wasn't straight line speed or DRS, because we didn't have the right setup for that cold.
Somebody
and
else
that track surface was not good for the way we managed to do our tires. Right? I think that was resolved in Brazil.
Yeah, we think so. Yeah,
I think we're on a par. I'm not saying we're the best or anything like that. Yeah. We had a huge deficit. We had like a 5 kph deficit.
Yeah. No, it's true.
I don't think the deficit's like that now. And I think we are fast in the corners.
Yeah.
Remember, we were fast in high speed and medium speed corners. Now we're fast in slow speed corners. What does that add?
That is what
we weren't even fast in slow speed.
That is
we never used to be.
Do you remember when we
now we're all 3 corner profiles, we're fast now.
Yeah. That's something to look forward to, for sure. Nom just wants to clear things up. Listen, Miko was asked specifically about Lando. Wouldn't read too much into it.
Okay, that's cool.
Fair enough. Tion McDonald says thoughts on Ferrari. We don't want them to do well. Lewis is there though, but yeah, no. I mean, I genuinely think they're behind Mercedes at this moment in time. But the season is weird. Like a Formula One season is weird because teams like the top 4. They all can interchange positions. They do interchange positions. I've seen Ferrari P1, I've seen Ferrari P2 and P3 in the constructors. Do you get what I'm saying? I've seen them in all 3 positions last year, and I saw them in all 3 positions the year before. They were going to win the Drivers' Championship at one point, and then they just wet the bed. So it will be interesting.
The way people were talking, Peter,
yeah,
prior to testing, did you not think that Ferrari was just going to come in there with a rocket ship?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. The Hamilton cloud and hype and fandom and everything in between is very much clouding the judgment of Ferrari's performances, because we know that Hamilton's not going to get it. He's going to need about 3-4 races to get that car, for him to get familiar with that car. So even then, you're kind of behind the back burner a little bit, because meanwhile, the McLarens are the same drivers as last year. Charles Leclerc obviously knows the Ferrari, and Max Verstappen is still an animal. And Russell does what he does. If that Mercedes is in if they set it in the sweet spot, we know what Russell can do. So
the sharks are lurking.
The sharks are there, boy.
This is why both Oscar and Lando can't slip up.
Yeah, they can't.
And the team can't slip up strategy-wise as well. We need to see. So we spoke about the drivers and seeing if they can handle. Because this, I truly believe this will be the best car these drivers have ever driven.
Yeah.
For Oscar and Lando, this is going to be the best car they've ever driven. So 100%. They need to step up to the little anomalies here and there. Or not the best car, I'll say the fastest car. So they will need to handle that and step up to that. But also the strategy team, you need to look back on what you did last year. You're with the big boys now, right?
Yeah.
What learnings have we learned from there? Hopefully, the car is fast enough that strategy will never ever come into play.
God, because that's a fear as well.
Because if you're fast like Singapore fast, what your strategy team needs to go get a coffee. They don't need to do anything.
Agreed.
But if it's close and guys are around us, let's see if you learn from last year.
This is what we need happening, by the way, behind us. We need George and Max just to swing it out, man.
These guys beefing. I want these guys beefing for P4.
The fact that Jack Whitehall brought it up in the live launch, reminded me. Oh yeah, there's other distractions for these man. Like this is our time for, let's.
There's so much going on with other teams. Don't you think?
Yeah, there's a lot going on everywhere else, and I'm loving it all because nobody's not got a story. Our story is can we actually retain and continue? Do you know what I mean?
We don't have a driver change. I feel like the media is going to play up the Oscar versus Lando thing, which is expected.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
guys, chill out. It's fine. Don't feed into it, right? God knows what Survivor's going to do when it comes out on Friday. They're gonna sell that up 100%.
100%.
But let's talk about
we should review a McLaren episode from that show. I think.
I think there's multiple McLaren episodes. I think there's like 3.
There? We could do it next Tuesday. I'm trying to think what's happening next Tuesday. Not entirely sure.
My life is centered around Champions League games, guys.
Yeah, we've got Champions League on Thursday, so I think I'm in the clear.
On Thursday?
Sorry, Wednesday. No, Wednesday. I don't know what I'm talking about. Wednesday.
Tuesday, the 11th of March. That's next week.
Yeah, that's next week.
Nah, Barcelona, 5:45, guys. Sorry.
Oh, it's horrible. 5:45. That's horrific. Who are you playing?
Benfica.
Oh, Benfica. Wow.
But we will do so. Maybe on the, I don't know. Should we do Monday?
Monday? We can do the Monday. Yeah, we can review on the Monday.
We'll do Monday, a little draft. That gives me enough time to watch the 3 episodes.
Yeah, we can do it on Monday. We'll do the Monday.
What I was saying is other teams, they've got other things going on. They've got Liam Lawson in the seat. They've got Max Verstappen. If that car is not even a little bit good, he's trying to get out of that team. So that's 2 storylines there. And then you've got all the other stuff that's going on. Is this technical team good enough to take over for Newey? Do they know what they're doing? And so on and so on. Right? Then you got Mercedes. They've got Antonelli in there. Russell, are you going to be the number 1 driver? Is the car even good? Let's see what's going on. Ferrari, Hamilton in there. Is Hamilton and Leclerc going to beef? What's going on? Is the car even good? There's so much different storylines that's going on with them lot, right?
Yeah.
Our dads just need to drive fast. These men can do their own thing, man.
You're bang on.
If Antonelli starts challenging Russell, that's beef. If Lawson starts challenging Verstappen, that's beef.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Adding Lawson, I think could be a mistake. Is a Hamilton Russell thing, in my opinion.
What?
Lawson's not gonna let up. No,
I'll say Lawson's attitude-wise, he's not gonna let things go.
Yeah, by the way, I don't mean pace. I don't mean like driver. I don't mean any of that. But my God, he's gonna be a thorn in the side of that Red Bull team. This guy, listen, you think you imagine his Formula One career or lack thereof, and how many years he's been in the scene. He's finally got that seat after all the hardships. Yeah. He is not letting that go by hook or by crook. Look how he dealt with Ricciardo and Sergio Perez. Let's remember that his relationship with them, mate. If Max tries a ting, he's ready for it.
Yeah,
he'll be ready for it. Listen, NH says, look. I don't know. The others looked way quicker with DRS. What are your thoughts?
The others look quicker, but I'm saying we're not the slowest anymore. We used to be the slowest. I don't even know how we won races.
Can you imagine?
Slowest by a significant margin.
Steph Flo, big up yourself, man. What's good, yo? I think we run away with the season if no one catches up with how we develop, and if we can keep that pace, it will be up to Lando Norris and Oscar.
If that's the dream, if I wake up on Sunday mornings and every race morning, all I have to worry about who's winning, Lando or Oscar. That's the dream for me.
You know, like I don't see their car on TV.
I want to see their car. Let them go wheel to wheel. Give me some anxiety.
Give me some anxiety.
Give me some anxiety. But I know that one of you lot. But if you do a Spain 2016, I'm gonna lose it on this spot.
A Spain 2016. Remind me.
Rosberg, Hamilton.
Oh, what? Was that Spain?
Yeah, Spain, when they crashed out. When Verstappen won his first race.
When he won his first race. Oh my God,
Imagine we saw that. I'm going to be livid. Listen, I'm going to be a calm person. I think they'll crash.
Yeah.
I think them two will crash.
Yeah, and the thing is, as long as you accept that now, it's almost like I can't get mad.
Guys, you have to accept it. Listen, we saw it. Was it Monza 23?
Yeah.
Them will bang him. Listen, Stella cooked them.
Stella cooked them for sure.
I don't know why it was Monza, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Hans, big up yourself, says half a year needs Hamilton to get fully comfortable with that car. Boy,
yeah, we'll see.
Fair enough. Jay Ettles, big up to all the new commenters, by the way. Shout out to you. Thoughts on how Antonelli will do? I think
he's rapid.
I think he's bloody quick. I think he will be like, and I think, don't get me wrong, I think there'll be a lot of accidents. There'll be a lot of, but I like that. I like that threat about him. Do you remember they used to talk about this with Max?
Yeah.
That Max was like, he needs to calm his head down, needs to calm down. I want, and that Antonelli, he's an Italian boy. You know what I mean? He's got that passione. You know what I mean? He's gonna. Oh mate, I can see it. I can see it. He's gonna be.
He's just rapid, but it's crashy. That'll be fine.
That'll be fine with me.
If Mercedes looking at it, listen.
Do you reckon? Lewis?
I said this from the jump. Why do you think they put him in the seat? I bet the simulator numbers was crazy.
They're putting their eggs in that basket, bro.
They must have saw the numbers, and do you know what? I reckon in the simulator, I can guarantee he's faster than Russell. So that's why they're like, put him in the tick, put him in the car now.
Faster than Russell, straight in.
But he hasn't got the experience to tell. Listen, I've got stocks in Antonelli. I want to see what's going on. That's the only logical reason. If he's not, I don't understand this fast track to the first team.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. He has to be doing craziness in those teams or behind closed doors in private testing. He must be doing a madness. Yeah. Because you have to think about it. They gave Russell and Hamilton a 2-year deal. For what reason? For Antonelli. So they basically want to throw Russell and Hamilton out the door for this guy. So he has to be that guy.
It was like either one. Take your pick. We're having him. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Antonelli. Z says, I just need the team to be better at keeping things in-house. I don't want to hear about papaya rules on team radio and all of that stuff. Why have you brought this up?
Another thing. We spoke about lots of different things, right? We spoke about the drivers. Are they going to manage with this new car? Can you step up, right? We spoke about the strategy team. Can you learn from the lessons from last year? And can you implement that and actually have some sound strategy going forward, right? Especially in pressure situations. Because I feel like when it's not a pressure situation, the strategy team's good. When there's a pressure situation or something awkward going on, they crumble, right? But can Stella and Zach stop talking to the media and keep things in-house? Let's have some privacy.
Just have some privacy, man.
We don't need to speak about this stuff anymore.
Let's get a Norton antivirus on there. Do you know what I mean?
I don't want to hear anything. I want. Do you know what I want to hear? You know what I hear? If something even happens, do you know what I want to hear? I want to hear no comment. That's what I want to hear. Oh, we're solving it. We're discussing it within
internally.
That's all. I don't want to hear it anymore. I feel like last year was too much over explanations, too much open and transparency.
Do you know what?
Listen, I grew up on the McLaren where it was bloody. Didn't even speak to the media. One day spoke to the media like that. Are you crazy?
Mate, listen.
He blankly ignored Alonso Hamilton situation. It was bare awkward. He never acknowledged it.
Oh my God. Listen, they're new. Yeah, these boys were new to it last year. Let's put it this way. The whole team are given a pass because last year they never had so much spotlight as they have now. That they fumbled. They aired out all the laundry. Yeah. So I think now they know, and they're like, right, here's what we're gonna do. So whoever the media, the comms, the communications or PR person is, whoever the head person is, you're gonna pattern them two up. The two boys, you're gonna pattern Stella, you're gonna pattern Zach. Okay, and nip this in the bud. Whatever goes on, we're dealing with it internally.
So good. We used to be so good at that, just like nipping stuff in the just don't.
It's one thing I'd get Ron Dennis in for now, just purely secrecy. Just get in there and say, guys, shut up, stop talking. I just wanted to tell. Stop talking. I want Ron Dennis to come in and just tell when the time is right, shut up. You know, like Alan Sugar, you're fired. I just want a one line from you, Dennis. Yeah? Shut up. You just tell someone, shut up, stop talking. That'll be it. That'll be lovely.
I'd prefer that than this over explanation that's been going on the whole of last year. We can keep it in house. We don't need to discuss these things, man. There was so much stuff that we spoke about it last year. Remember how much stuff we said keep this internally? What are you talking to the media for?
No, exactly.
Remember the whole thing about we're gonna make Lando number one now and Oscar's gonna help out. That didn't need to be public.
That didn't need to be publicized. Yeah, none of it needed to. Henry says, evening guys, watch all of testing. Many regrets. Look forward to this year. Long run pace looks good. It does.
That's all that matters, man. And we still got that trait. What's that trait? When the fuel goes down, the car goes faster.
Yes.
Last stints are rapid. That's the best trait I've ever seen.
Yes, indeed. Z says, interesting how Russell hasn't signed an extension yet. Watch the space, man.
This is what I'm saying. So when I say the stuff that I'm saying about Russell, I think Russell's a great driver. I think Russell could potentially drive for McLaren. That's a guy that I would want. The problem is, I'm only seeing Antonelli the way Antonelli is because how can you have Russell on your books with no contract? He's literally not in 2026 grid right now. How can a driver of that caliber have no contract? That's how.
Let's predict. If he's to leave Mercedes, he doesn't stay and sign a new deal. Where is he driving in 2026? You have to throw a team.
There's three teams. There's either going to be Aston Martin.
Is the Aston Martin available?
Aston Martin. It's either Aston Martin. It's either Aston Martin, Red Bull, or McLaren. But McLaren, one of these, it has to go west. It has to go.
Yeah,
it has to go so bad. Like the relationship's not repairable between Oscar and Lando, and one of them guys leave. For
sure. Peak. I know. Shout out to Motorsport F1 boys. There's quite a lot of you, man. Shout out to you.
Russell to Red Bull if Max Verstappen goes to Aston Martin.
Aston Martin, yeah. Russell has been getting overlooked due to his attitude, but he's a great driver. We agree. He's a very, very good driver. Lastly, predictions ahead of the Australian Grand Prix. Let's talk Australian Grand Prix predictions. Get them in the chat.
You know what?
Guys.
I'm gonna say Oscar home win because it's his home race. Come on, it's only right.
Yes, please.
It's only right.
You know,
I want an Oscar home win. I want a Lando home win. Do you know that'll fill my soul?
Oscar can throw a stone.
These are the wins I want. I want Australia. I want Silverstone. I want Bahrain. I want Monza.
Oh yeah, to dunk once again. Yeah,
and Imola.
There is a part of me that wants Lewis to win it at Monza just to see what that would look like. But anyway, Oscar Piastri can throw a stone from Albert Park to his house.
Yeah, come on.
He's that close.
Just look at the storyline, guys.
He needs to win this. Oh, that would be... Do you know how insane that would be? You know what I mean? With team principals, care.
Hey, listen, you got to talk to MBS about that one.
Listen, hey, it is what it is. My predictions for Australia says is Russell, Lewis, Charles. But if Merc are bad in the hot temps, McLaren 1-2. That is a flip and reverse, mate.
Wait a second. Russell, Lewis, Charles. My head will be on the moon. We don't even make the podium. Not even one of us on the podium. That makes me sick.
Lewis can't be on the podium first race. He can't. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to. Listen, Lance is going nowhere, unfortunately. Alonso's got a dip. Flavio Briatore and Alonso.
Lance, man, I heard he was driving rally cars, man. He might be doing a Colin McRae. He might be gone.
You could see Colin McRae, you know. I miss those days. Jay says, look, I only see Russell going to McLaren if Red Bull snap up Piastri.
Yeah, that's only if Piastri. This is not even a Piastri thing. If Mark Webber's like, we've got to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
if he's literally doing that.
Yeah, it just takes him out.
This is what I'm saying. If Oscar loses badly to Lando, it's not tenable for him to stay. Because his stocks are going to go down.
Yeah, he would do. That's no doubt about that.
Mark would be looking at other options.
Yeah. Last couple. Listen, Russell, Lando, Oscar. I'm guessing that's the predictions for this weekend.
Russell
this weekend for the
Russell crashed out last time. Nasty.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Merc weren't good in Australia last year. They were horrible.
Yeah. Although the Mercedes powered engine has got the most race wins, I think. Whereas Ferrari have won the most races. I don't understand how that works, but yeah, Fernando will not retire until he's driven Newey's car. That's true. That's a fact.
Yeah, he said nothing bad about the car. Usually he said if the car has median tests, he said something. He didn't say anything.
So these men look like they were predicting like maybe Aston Martin might be a P9, and then I watched Alonso's interview. He says, "Yeah, the car's better than last year." I said, "Whoa, what's going on here? Somebody needs to make this happen." Henry says, "No, Lando win in Australia. Lando's pretty good in Australia.
Yeah, Lando's pretty good. Yeah."
100%. Z says double podium for the boys. Absolutely.
Either way, if it's one each way, I don't care.
Listen, do they wear papaya and black? That's the question.
For Oscar winning, it would be insane because it's Australia, man. When is Australia by Australian? I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo couldn't do it, could he? My qualifying predictions for Australia: Lando, Oscar, Russell. Nom says McLaren 1-3. Who's the one? Charles P2. A win for the hometown hero would be lovely. Simply in the field.
What a storyline, man!
Predictions.
If Oscar's going to win any race this year, it has to be this one.
Do you know what? Big up to NH here, because that just brought things.
Man said who?
Perspective.
Man said, wait. I just seen that. Max. NH, don't do this to us, man.
That says predictions: Max, Oscar, Lando. You know, if Max Verstappen wins the Australia Grand Prix, guys, I'm ready to just wait for 26. I'm ready to wait for 26.
Let's tank for 26.
I will just take
Max, Oscar, Lando is a 2023 podium. We've gone back in time.
We've gone back in 1-2 in practice, 1-2 in quali, 1-2 in the race. Love it.
Yeah,
love it. Z says that Lando Norris on pole.
Yeah, let's stack up these polls, man.
I predict a double podium, but I wouldn't bet who'd be on top. We could do a 2-3. You never know. It could be a Ferrari. I think personally,
I think it's either Oscar win or a 2-3.
Yeah, I think it's either. I just want Oscar to win. I don't think he will, but I want him to win. But I think Charles Leclerc will win the Grand Prix. If I'm honest,
yeah,
I think Charles will do it. It's a cop-out prediction, but I think the podium will only be us and Merc. Listen,
but
Oscar
I
at
want to
least
hear the British national anthem. I don't want to hear the German one.
What we don't need is the German one. Yeah. So sorry, Dre. We need that British one. That's for damn sure. Oscar at least on the podium. I need it. Why are so many of the predictions so anti-McLaren? They look strong in testing. Why is everyone betting against?
Hey guys, we're in the protection mechanism mode. We're like, let's not say we're the favorite. We're scared. You know, to be fair, it's always the first race you could be like that. If we perform well in Australia, every single race on this thing, I'm gonna say we're gonna win. I promise you.
Oh, if we win in Australia, absolutely. Motorsport fanboy, F1 boy, fanboy. F1 boy says hot take for Australia. Antonelli out in Q2. Sickening.
I think Lawson out in Q2.
Sickening. Oh yeah, that I'm here for. Nothing against Lawson, but that
Lawson out in Q2. Sonoda in Q3.
No, do you know what I need?
That storyline's crazy.
Do you know what I need for Australia? Science ahead of Lewis Q3. That's I need. Insane, that I need.
You want Team LH to rip your head off, man.
Listen, I need it for the weekend. The guy lost his seat to him. And Carlos Sainz is so underrated, it's actually a joke. Last Max Oscar, what's it called? Last Max Oscar Lando podium was Qatar 23.
Yeah, 2023. That was the podium, man. I saw that in Japan. God, you get me? That was the podium them times.
A win to start the year right. Also, I appreciate the beginning of the season being back in Australia for old time's sake.
Guys, we're all over the world in this chat.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be different time. For us, it's 4 a.m.
4 a.m. race, isn't it?
I'm seeing practice sessions 1 a.m. I ain't watching it. I'll be honest.
Absolutely not. You better give me the highlights.
Practice 1 and practice 3 is not seeing me. Practice 2, I'll watch it. Because I'm up to eat anyway. 1 a.m. in UK.
On a Friday? Is that on a Thursday night?
Is that Thursday morning? I got work on Friday.
Thursday morning or Friday morning?
Yeah, Thursday morning. No, like Friday morning. Yeah.
Thursday night. Yeah. That.
Yeah, it says look here, practice 1:30 to 2:30 on Friday and Saturday.
No chance. Dre says, how about Lawson in Q3 and Max out in Q2 because of some problem? If we get bold.
Hey, listen, that engine problem that kept Lawson in the garage for how long? Honda, did you leave him with a surprise?
I don't know. The thing is, ain't Aston Martin going to Honda next year?
Yeah. So I'm saying, Honda, did you leave this relationship with a surprise for these guys? Unreliable engines. That would be hilarious. Just
threw them out there. What year was when Russell was in the middle of the track?
Yeah, that's last year.
Last year. FP1 in Australia is 9 p.m. for me on Thursday. So 9 p.m. on Thursday is FP1. Yeah. Wow.
So you must be in America.
Where are you? Yeah. Where are you at?
East Coast America, right? Or Canada.
That's techie, man. That is techie.
Or Brazil.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Let us know. But yeah, guys, I think that is more or less wrapping us
everything, guys.
This week. This sesh. The next time we see you will be Canada, yeah. Shout out to the Canadians in and around town.
You got sweet timings, man.
You got it lovely for now. Race is 6 a.m. our time. Yeah, 6 a.m. Ours is 6, isn't it?
No, it's 4.
The race.
The race is at 4 a.m., bro.
The race at 6.
Quali's at 5 a.m. You're
Ah,
cooked. Yeah, watching that.
and it's the day with Arsenal Chelsea. Although saying that, I'll be up anyway because it's a 1:30 kickoff, so I'm up early anyway.
Oh, so you can watch Quali.
Yeah, I can watch Quali on the way. Missing all the practices and possibly qualifying too early for me in the morning. Yeah, it's a different level for you. Guys, that wraps up this week's McLaren Fan TV live show. We'll be back. Lovely, sprightly. After the Drive to Survive, we'll work out. We'll see what's what. 5 a.m.
If it's not too flattering on McLaren,
yeah, we'll leave it. If we'll watch the episodes, I'm gonna watch it all on Friday.
Then we'll decide.
I'll do some reviews on my channel anyway, so we'll make it happen, man.
Yeah.
5 a.m. for the people. 5 a.m. Yeah, that's it, man. Time for that podium. Just the time for that podium. I hear that. Shout out to you guys, man. Big up yourselves. We love you all.
We love you all, guys.
Commenting on the show. We'll see you. If we don't see you after the Drive to Survive, then we'll definitely see you after the Australian Grand Prix, just like the old days. Until next time, people, lights out. Thank you for joining us. Peace.